Hello, good morning, students. We are discussing measures to correct disequilibrium in balance of payment or measures to correct the adverse balance of payment. In the earlier video lectures, we discussed two monetary measures. First, deflation, and second, and the most important, devaluation of currency. We also discuss what are the essential conditions for the success of devaluation measure. Today we are going to discuss another important measure to control disequilibrium in balance of payment, which is exchange control. Exchange control is also a very important measure to control to correct adverse balance of payment, to correct disequilibrium in balance of payment. What is exchange control? It refers to government regulation of exchange rate as well as restriction on the conversion of local currency into foreign currency. Regulation of exchange rate and restriction on the conversion. Free conversion नहीं है, full convertibility नहीं है, okay? यह restriction है. You try to understand. In the exchange control measure, all the exporters of the country have to surrender their export earnings to the central bank of the country at predetermined rate. Suppose इंडिया में सेंट्रल बैंक कौन सा है? रिजर्व बैंक. So all the exporters have to surrender their export earnings to the reserve bank at predetermined fixed rate कि इतना $1 is equal to so and so rupee fixed. Now on the basis of availability of the exchange, foreign exchange, the reserve bank, the government issue license of imports on the basis of priority and preferences. Getting my point? Try to understand. Here, the government or the reserve bank has complete control over the full command over the total export earnings of the country. Okay, and under this system, licensing system, import licensing and import quota are the two integral parts or scheme of this regime. हम लोग समझते हैं. सपोज कि जितने भी एक्सपोर्टर्स है उसने जो एक्सपोर्ट है, मान लीजिए कि 1000 करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट अर्निंग है. सो रिजर्व बैंक के पास कितना है? 1000 करोड़ है इन फॉरेन एक्सचेंज. रिजर्व बैंक हैज कंप्लीट कंट्रोल, फुल कमांड ओवर दिस एक्सपोर्ट अर्निंग. तो उसके बेस पर रिजर्व बैंक इतने ही लोगों को लाइसेंस देगी वह जिससे इंपोर्ट 1000 करोड़ का हो जाए. सो इन एक्सचेंज कंट्रोल वी आर जस्ट ट्राइंग टू मेक इक्विलिब्रियम बिटवीन डिमांड फॉर एंड सप्लाई ऑफ फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व. कैन यू माय पॉइंट? 1000 करोड़ अवेलेबल है फॉरेन एक्सचेंज, तो इतने ही इंपोर्टर्स को लाइसेंस मिलेगा जिससे हम लोग 1000 करोड़ का इंपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. सपोज 21 to 20 नंबर को लाइसेंस लिया गया है, दिस इज इंपोर्ट लाइसेंसिंग. उसमें प्रायोरिटी फिक्स करके फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, सपोज के 9th and 10th नंबर, उसके लिए एक और फिक्स किया इंपोर्ट कोटा. इंपोर्ट कोटा में क्या है कि दे आर अलाउड टू इंपोर्ट द पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटीज, यूनिट्स ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी. मान लीजिए कि सपोज के एक्स कमोडिटी का इंपोर्ट कि यू आर अलाउड टू इंपोर्ट ओनली 1000 यूनिट्स ऑफ द एक्स कमोडिटी. सपोज वाई है तो यू आर अलाउड टू इंपोर्ट ओनली 500 यूनिट्स ऑफ वाई commodities. These are known as import quota. Okay, my point. So this is exchange control. Exporters surrender their export earnings to the reserve bank, the central bank, on the predetermined rate. On the basis of export earnings, the RBI issue licensing to only certain numbers of importers, just trying to strike balance between demand for and supply of foreign exchange, and by this way it can correct disequilibrium in balance of payment. Okay, so therefore it refers to the regulation of exchange rate as well as restriction on the conversion of currency into foreign currency. हाँ, बात समझ में आई कि लाइसेंस इतने ही लोगों को देंगे जितना वो 1000 करोड़ में, और उसमें गवर्नमेंट ने प्रायोरिटी फिक्स की है कि भाई हाँ उस दिस सपोज दिस इज एसेंशियल प्रोडक्ट, सो दिस शुड बी इम्पोर्टेड. This is not essential product. License is not given to import for this product. Okay, so this is exchange control. Now, what are the limitation? It deals with an adverse balance of payments by suppressing the deficit, which is only a symptom. It is not only system. It is only it is only symptom. Symptom of disease. Okay, it deals with an adverse balance of payment by suppressing deficit, which is only a symptom of disease. वो खाली disease का symptom है. It does not go to root cause of the problem. Okay, just trying to balance between demand for and supply of exchange rate. वो क्या करता है, वो डेफिसिट को सप्रेस करता है कि अगर आपके पास 1000 करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट अर्निंग है तो आप कितना लाइसेंस देंगे, ओनली 1000 करोड़. अगर आपके पास फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व 2000 करोड़ का हो जाएगा तो आप 2000 करोड़ का लाइसेंस दें, 2000 करोड़ के वर्थ के इंपोर्ट की लाइसेंस देंगे. ओके, जो जस्ट यू आर ट्राइंग टू सप्रेसिंग द डेफिसिट, which is just giving which is just temporary solution, which is just giving symptomatic relief. You are not trying to increase the foreign exchange. You are not trying to increase the export. You are just trying to strike balance between demand for export and supply of export, demand for foreign exchange and supply of foreign exchange. Okay, so this is not curing the disease, just giving your symptomatic relief. It cannot increase the supply of foreign exchange. We have just discussed that this measure will not increase supply of foreign exchange. It is just allocation of scarce foreign exchange reserve among different competitive industry or sectors or the area. कि आपके पास 500 करोड़ का फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व है, you should try to increase foreign exchange reserve. What you are doing, you are just allocating this scarce foreign exchange reserve among different sectors A, B, C, D. It is just allocation. How to allocate it? The problem, the measure indicates how to allocate the limited or scarce foreign exchange reserve among different sectors. ऑप्टिमम एलोकेशन कैसे होता है वही सिखाना है. इट इज नॉट ट्राइंग टू इंक्रीज फॉरेन एक्सचेंज. नेक्स्ट, it adversely affects the free trade and thus restrict the advantages of international trade. It diverts the flow of international trade from its natural course to artificial course. तो साथ में डिस्कस करेंगे कि here the theory or the measure is not suitable with the law of international trade. The theories of international trade adversely affect the free trade in the era of globalization, liberalization, privatization, globalization, LPC model. You are trying to restrict the advantages of international trade when you are not giving license to import for a particular product. What you are doing, you are diverting international trade from its natural course to artificial course. Getting my point? And you are not getting the advantages of international trade by studying comparative cost advantage. Comparative cost advantage theory क्या कहती है कि you should export only you should produce only those goods and services in which you have comparative cost advantage. Otherwise you should import from the foreign countries. मान लीजिए कि कोई ए कंट्री है, उसके पास एक्स एंड वाई, एक्स की प्रोडक्ट में कंट्री को कंपैरेटिव कॉस्ट एडवांटेज है, तो एंड वाई की प्रोडक्ट में नहीं है, मगर गवर्नमेंट ने प्रायोरिटी दी है वाई को, सो यू आर गिविंग लाइसेंस टू इंपोर्ट ऑफ वाई कमोडिटी एंड यू आर नॉट गिविंग लाइसेंस टू एक्सपोर्ट द export of X commodity. मतलब you are not trying to understand the theory of international trade, the law of a theory of comparative cost advantage. Okay, and when you don't follow the theory of international trade, you cannot get the advantages of specialization. You cannot get the advantages of free trade. Okay, this is also the limitation of exchange control. Next, it creates uncertainty and thereby lead to shrinkage of volume of international trade. Obviously, जितना restriction होगा उतना it will create uncertainty in the international trade, and obviously it will shrinkage the volume of international trade. When you are restrict your country by adopting exchange control method, other country will also do. Okay, अगर आप अपनी कंट्री में कुछ चीज़ों का इंपोर्ट के लिए इंपोर्ट बैन करते हैं, तो आपके नेबर कंट्रीज, आपके वो कम्पिटिटिव कंट्री भी बैन करेंगे. सो ऑब्वियसली it creates the atmosphere of international trade and it will lead to fall in the volume of international trade. Okay, so these are many limitations of exchange control. Three main measures: deflation, devaluation and exchange control. उसके साथ non monetary measures है. There are some measures how to increase export, there are some measures how to reduce import. एक्सपोर्ट इंक्रीज के लिए आप एक्सपोर्ट ड्यूटी कम कर सकते हैं, रेलवे कंसेक्शन दे सकते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट कर सकते हैं. इंपोर्ट रेस्ट्रिक्ट करने के लिए आप नॉन एसेंशियल इंपोर्ट को रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते एक्सेट्रा. वो डिस्कस करने की जरूरत नहीं, आप अपने से पढ़ सकते हो. ओके, थ्री मेन मेजर्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस: डिफ्लेशन, devaluation and exchange control. I'm repeating: exchange control, here all the exporters of the countries have to surrender their export earnings to the central bank of the country at predetermined rate, and on the basis of the availability of exchange rate, central bank issue license to particular number of importers. So it is just trying to strike balance between demand for and supply of foreign exchange reserve. Okay, this is exchange control method, and there are many limitations of exchange control measures. Okay, आज के लिए इतना रहेगा. Thank you very much.